is Deshaun Andre Blake. I am the founder and CEO of New Life Resolutions. We specialize in life coaching, motivational speaking, basically helping men and women to overcome life controlling issues. We deal with things such as substance and behavioral abuse, depression, emotional and spiritual healing, as well as enlightenment and personal application of knowledge and how to just to get the best out of life each and every day. And so life can be challenging, life can be hard, but with new life resolutions, we find solutions to the problems that have plagued our lives, and we find ways, practical ways to overcome and be the best version of ourselves. Today, I would like to tell you about a program that I'm offering. It's a 12-week course that's designed um, to bring about or to embark on a path of personal transformation and change. So it's called transformation, um, and it's about literally transforming our lives so that we could become the best version of ourselves. Like I was saying, it's a 12-week course, and I'm just going to briefly tell you a little bit about what we'll be doing from week to week. And so the first week will just be a self introduction. And along with that self introduction, we'll begin to go through a process of self uh, introspection. And we'll begin to discover things about ourselves on multiple levels, things about our mental state, our emotional state, things about our spiritual state, things about our culture, and science of our body, even some science of our history and family history that impact the way that we live our life from day to day. The second week, we'll begin to talk about how important it is not only to understand, but to overstand and to understand. When I say understand, is when we have the amount of knowledge and information just to get by or to function in the specific area or career or whatever it is that we're functioning in. When we have an understanding, we have enough to function. But when we have an overstanding, we have more than enough information, more than enough wisdom, more than enough intelligence to function and to do well and to excel in that area. And so when I say understanding, I mean there's a part of us internally that resonates with the information and the knowledge that's being shared with us. And so we'll get to a point in week number two where we'll understand how important it is not only to understand, but to overstand and to understand the knowledge and the things that we're allowed to go in our eye gates and our ear gates and the things that we hear on media, on the news and social media, and things that we just digest into our system on a regular basis. We want to get a understanding or overstanding and an understanding of those things and find out how our life can be more productive when we get those understandings and understandings and overstandings. In week three, we'll begin to talk about our purpose and our destiny. And we will answer the question that a lot of people cannot answer. Why am I here? Why am I on this planet? Why was I created? Why was I born into this world? And there's multiple levels in which we can answer this question. But until we answer this question within ourselves, we'll find ourselves going in a circle and living unfulfilled lives. And so in week three, perhaps we will carry that into week four. We'll begin to delve into why we are here and why we may be in this particular situation that we are in. Okay, week number 4, we begin to talk about universal laws, universal principles, spiritual laws. And these are things that, regardless of your race or your culture or your religious affiliations or background, there are things that the creator of the earth have put in place to teach us how to coexist and to function and to excel on this earth. And we'll begin to look at some of those things that we probably have took for granted, such as the law of sowing and reaping. If you sow a particular type of seed, let's say an apple seed into the earth, it's going to produce an apple tree, which will bear the fruit of an apple. And simple things like that, but we begin to digest it and to figure out how to apply this information and make my life more productive. And week number 5, we'll begin to talk about energy and frequency and vibration, and understand that we have to be careful about the people that we spend our time with, that we entertain ourselves with, because they carry around certain energy that could be negative or positive, that could make things harder or more challenging for us. And we need to pay attention to who we are surrounding ourselves with, especially if we're trying to overcome something, if we're trying to go somewhere, if we're trying to accomplish some things. We need to pay attention to who we're spending our time with. We can't spend a large amount of time trying to accomplish something with someone who's not trying to accomplish anything. And so we'll begin to take a good look at the frequency and the energy and the vibration, aura, if you will, spirit, if you will, of the people that we encounter and embrace in our lives on a regular basis. Number 6, we'll begin to look at all the relationships in our lives. If we're married, we'll begin to look at the relationship and how our marriage is situated, and how we can make it stronger, and how we can bring more stability into our marriage relationship. If we're single, there's things that we can do. So if we ever make a decision to get married, we want to be the best version of ourselves that we possibly can be. Fathers, we begin to look at the relationship that fathers have with their children, as well as mothers, the relationship that mothers as have with their children. As parents, there's certain relationships that we develop with our children, even the relationship of siblings and the relationship of business associates. We'll just begin to look and pay special attention to the different relationships in our life, and discover how paying attention to these things can help us be more productive in life. Week number 7, we'll take a look at this huge word called responsibility, and the responsibility that we have as parents, as husbands, as neighbors, as siblings, as children, and how we have a responsibility to take care of our parents when they are not able to take care of themselves no more. The responsibility that we have with the amount of knowledge that has been given to us, where much is given, much is required. And there's a responsibility that each one of us has to our neighbor, to ourselves, and to the people that we come in contact with. As citizens, we have a responsibility. As people in a community together, we have a responsibility. And we'll take a good look at what it means to be a responsible person. After that, it'll be around week 8, and we'll begin to look at our financial situations and talk about the spirit of being an entrepreneur, and how to be more productive, and how important it is to save, and how important it is to be shrewd in our business dealings, and how important it is to stay focused and single-minded on the economical goal or the economical goals that we have, and how important it is not to waste and to set aside for a time when things aren't flowing as fluently as they may. Regardless of the amount of income that we have, there's a way that we can live so that income expands and grow. And there are things that we're going to take a real good look at that will make our life, even on a financial level, more productive. And I will also call in specialists that will share with us knowledge that they have and how they perhaps got out of debt and how they developed the resources and the income to start small businesses and things of that nature so that we can grow and be the best versions of ourselves that we possibly can. After that, it'll be around week number 9, and we will look into our health, our total health, our mental health, our physical health, our spiritual health, our emotional health, our sexual health. We'll talk about exercise. We will talk about how important it is to eat properly. Because when it comes to transformation, all of these things work together. We can't think that we're going to have a productive life if we're putting garbage consistently in our body. We're not going to be able to feel good if we don't put good things in us. And we will begin to show how all these things work together. And as we transform, become the best version of ourselves, we take a good look at our health and how we can be more um, healthier, even in our mentality, in our mindsets, how we can have a healthy mindset, and how we can make our emotions and our heart um, healthy again, and keep that flow of healthy energy coming out of us on a regular, consistent basis as we transform into the best version of ourselves. Um, the following week will be week number 10, and week number 10 we'll talk about prayer and meditation. And again, the principles that are taught um, in this course, it transcends race, religion, culture, or any other aspect that divide us. There are principles that can apply whether you pray out loud or to yourself, or even if you may not believe in quote unquote God the traditional way or the religious way or the way that society paints the picture of God. But prayer is very important. Meditation is very important. And we begin to master our mind and to master our thoughts and our feelings, our emotion as we communicate our most inner, deepest desires, pains, hurts, and aspirations. We find a way to release those things and to become free. The last 2 weeks of the course, week 11 and 12, and we may go an extra week, we will basically talk about how to practically apply these things that we have learned. We will practically apply them in every day-to-day activities and day-to-day things that we um, have to do in situations that we find ourselves in. It's one thing to have this knowledge, but it's a whole nother thing to be able to apply this knowledge on my job, to apply this knowledge when I'm pulled over by a police, to apply this knowledge when I'm dealing with my teenage son, to apply this knowledge when I'm trying to start a business. And so this knowledge and this wisdom that we will gather through this transformation course, the last couple of weeks, we're going to talk about how to apply this on a regular and consistent basis so that we continue and perpetually get better. We're also going to talk about the power of affirmations and how important it is for us to continually to speak what we desire in life, to see the vision. And we're going to talk about writing down the vision and practical ways to bring the vision alive within us, and so that it also will manifest in our life. This is a transformation course um, that I'm offering. Please like and subscribe, and I'll give you the information so you can contact with me if you're interested in taking this course. Thank you. Have a wonderful day.